Welcome back to another episode of me slowly cruising the archipelago. My name is Nova, and I'm single-handing my OE32 that I overhauled for 5 whole years before setting sail. I've been a full-time cruiser for the last 4 years, and I'm currently in the archipelago of Stockholm, living my best island-hopping life together with my dog and my boat. Good morning! We are starting this day on an island that is half of it belongs to the military and the surrounding islands belong to the military, which makes it illegal to film. So I will not be able to film and show you. I could film the half of the island that doesn't belong to the military, but I know myself and I don't really have the attention span to sit outside and do this video, because I would definitely end up with one of the, protected islands in the background. So I will be inside instead, and then I will wait and show you guys once I get out of here. Yeah, that's what we're doing today. It's a Saturday, and we are sailing towards the place where I had a great burger last year. So that's the goal of the day, seeing if the burger is still great. They made their own pickled jalapenos to put on the burger, and that was amazing. Amazing. But it was great. And I haven't had cooked food, like fast food, in a while, so I think it's gonna be awesome. It's a fairly short sail, like all sails around here are fairly short, because the distances between the islands are really short. So let's get going. Nano got 2 drops of water on his head, so he's now inside. Also digging through my pockets very suspiciously. What are you up to? Oh, have you ever seen a more innocent face? He wasn't doing anything. Making 6 knots. It feels so smooth. I think I owe it all to my super clean and freshly painted keel. Last year I was dragging around a bunch of barnacles and shit underneath, and this year I just feel smooth in the water. I had kind of a loose plan of sailing to Fårö. If you don't know where that is, I recommend you check out a previous video of mine called Solo Sailing to Fårö or something like that. But I have to be back in Stockholm for the next weekend, because my mom and my sister and I have rented a cottage on one of these islands, so I have to be back for that. And
the weather's been real dodgy so far this year, so it just felt like it was going to be a gale going over and probably a gale coming back. I just didn't want to risk it, like being stuck there. So instead I am sailing towards that cottage very, very slowly, and that is the goal of this week. I think all in all it's like maybe 40 nautical miles. But you have to remember that 40 nautical miles in the archipelago is like, that's kind of far. Like if you're at sea, that's nothing. But in here, it's like you have to pay attention all the time. There's so many boats and so many islands, and you have to like snorkel around things. And the wind shifts in every direction. So like 40 miles, that's like a long day. Anyways. So I'm just going to be making my way there really slowly. I have to be there it's Saturday today, and I want to be there maybe on Friday, because I'm taking a taxi. I'm not going to that exact island, but I'm going to an island nearby it, and then I'm taking a taxi from there, and I have to book the taxi I think like 2 days in advance or something. So I just want to make sure that I actually get to where I'm going, and I might also need to order food, because none of us will really be able to buy food on the way. So anyways, there's some admin to figure out, and that's what I'm doing this week. I'm just slowly creeping towards that island. Just texted me, and she said that they were talking on the radio about the disturbances in the GPS signals in the Baltic Sea, and that they're super frequent and very large, and that you need to be prepared and not only rely on your phone, plotter, whatnot. And she says that she trusts me, that I know what I'm doing. And especially in here, I mean, in here I have really, really good charts, and if I do cross, I also have good charts, and I told her that I have been navigating with paper charts for a bigger part of my life than I have navigated with GPS, so that she doesn't have to worry. But I've been thinking about that a lot recently, actually, because a part of me kind of mourns navigating on paper, because it was a skill that I was really good at, and I mean, I wouldn't trade it. This is so easy, it's so convenient, and the charts are so good and so detailed, but I still miss it, you know. I miss being really, really good at something, and it's kind of sad that that's something that, you know, you don't even have to do anymore. So I think a part of me kind of wishes that I end up in one of those places where I don't have any GPS and I'm forced to use paper again. Sometimes I do it just for fun, but then if I'm going into like a really narrow place, I can still peek on my phone and just like double check that I know where I am. But if I'm somewhere where that's not an option, that would be very interesting. so we'll see. If you're from a different part of the world and don't really realize how close we are to Russia, that's why the GPS gets disturbed every once in a while. It's just the war going on. We've arrived at our destination, and it's been a real roller coaster of emotions when it comes to getting this burger that we sailed here for. They had stopped selling burgers at the little kiosk where I bought it last year, which was, you know, the first disappointment. But then she was like, oh, but you can get it up at the restaurant, they serve it instead. And I was like, okay, and then we went up to the restaurant and sat down, and then they were like, oh guys, we're closed. But they opened again in like 2 hours, so it was just afternoon closing before the dinner. So 1.5 hours left until burger o'clock, and I paid for the harbor and mosquitoes, the harbor fee, including electricity. So I want to go to my boat and connect my shore power, because I'm gonna turn the heater up and see if I can get the boat a little bit drier. But first I'm going to take Nana for a long walk through the woods. Just came back from the restaurant and I forgot that I connected shore power and put the heater on, and it's so warm and toasty and dry in here. That was a very happy surprise. Great. I just had a shower. It was so good. I don't remember the last time I had a shower. Not that it's been a ridiculous amount of time, which, you know, I guess you be the decider whether or not it's ridiculous. But I mean, it's definitely been a few weeks. And it was so good. It was so good. And I have fresh linens in my bed, and I'm wearing freshly washed clothes that smell delicious, and I smell delicious, and I'm so clean. And now I'm just sitting outside in the cockpit, reading and looking at the sky and having a little red wine. Thank you so much for watching this week's episode. Unfortunately, the burger was not as good as it was the year before. I don't think it was the same recipe, and there was definitely no unlimited supply of jalapenos. Either way, thanks for watching. And thank you especially to those who've donated to my PayPal. If you're interested in doing that, there's a link in the description under the video. Yeah, I'll just keep supplying you guys with videos of my life out here. And I'll see you again next week.